Despite the internet gripes on social media right now, Avatar Legends the fighting game is one of the most fun fighters out there right now. As someone who has played pretty much all of the current fighters as of 2026, I can confidently say this is in the top 3 most fun to play as well as learn. I understand my version of fun may be different from the majority's, but if you fall in the same camp as me, where you feel like Street Fighter 6 is a bit boring, Mortal Kombat 1 is too tight, and 1v1 fighters as a whole just don't have that pizzazz you're looking for, then Avatar Legends might be the game for you. I would normally point to any of the tag fighters that are available right now, however I know most people dislike learning more than one character. This game I feel is the bridge between tight one-on-one fighters and loose tag fighters. It feels loose enough for player expression, but it has tight controls to where it kinda restrains you to a certain degree. I've been playing mostly Azula as that's who I wanted to main the moment this game was announced, so I apologize for the lack of variety here.
You mean I'm not good enough for you? You're hurting my feelings.
Having said that though, let's get right into what this game offers.
Hey beach bums, we're playing next.
As soon as you boot the game, you have the option to choose the following on screen. I'll briefly touch on each as we go along, with story being the first. There isn't much to say about the story mode, to be blunt. For me personally, the plot was a bit weak and kinda cliche. I remember the devs kinda hyping it up as something really cool, but to me it was alright. Out the gate, it does throw in some funny references, though the story felt like it dragged on a little too long. There just isn't much to talk about here, especially since I don't want to spoil anything for those that actually do care. Overall, it was alright, but felt a bit too mundane halfway through. Arcade mode, on the other hand, is your typical ladder with a nice little twist. While the gameplay isn't changed at all, each character does have their own little story. They aren't part of a collective plot, nor is it tied to the main game's story mode. They are just a little something for fun. I really enjoyed these a lot more than the actual story mode itself. So if you're not at all interested in story mode, this feels like a much better substitute. It definitely gave me more of a reason to try out the other characters just to see what their little story had to offer. You also unlock a little something after completing a run for each character. Now, you don't need me going over what local and online versus are, however, as of right now, there isn't a ranked mode. Worry not though, as it is coming in a later update soon. I agree, it should have been a day 1 option, but it is what it is. If I didn't know any better, I'd guess it wasn't the devs' fault. Moving on to training, there are also some incompleteness going on here as well. But again, it will be coming in a later update. As for what we do have, I'll be going over that with my main, Azula. Azula's novice tutorials clicked more with me, at least initially. As for the tutorials themselves, they have this rhythmic portion before they let you try it freely. I really wanted to perfect these as it's only fitting considering the character I'm playing. It takes a while to get it down without waiting for the buttons to appear. In order to get a perfect score, you have to hit the commands before they even show up. It's really to help you understand the flow of the motions, though I found that sometimes these felt pointless in practice. You're also allowed to use either the game's button icons or your specified controller icons from the press of a button. A good rule of thumb when training here is to do 3 in a row. Practice the combo, and then once you have it down, try to do it in succession 3 times. Little did I know, these aren't even remotely difficult compared to the actual combo trials. The trials mode in this game is pretty difficult. As someone who struggles in traditional fighters, I do feel that this one offers enough tools to help learn and grow. While you may not use all of the combos they show you in the trials or tutorials, they do help show how certain moves interact with one another. Something worth noting, Azula is considered one of the more challenging or demanding characters to play. Maining her means your fight for the top isn't going to be easy in any sense of the word.
Those boys only like you because you make it so easy for them. You're not a challenge, you're a tease.
This section of the video may seem a bit redundant, but I feel like this game is going to bring in a lot of new players who may not have many hours with fighters. I'm not going to hang on this topic for too long, but controllers are one of the easiest things to mess up. When I first played this game in beta, I played on pad, meaning a basic controller. Now that it's launched, I've since bought a leverless. It's a little challenging, but it is doable. So I do kind of pride myself in not only learning a new game, but also a new controller at the same time. Wouldn't recommend it though. I only really did it to experience Leverless for the first time. It should be mentioned that I have practiced with arcade sticks for years in the past, so that helped ease the transition as well. I will say that this game is made for pad players. It's a 4-button fighter, which makes it easier for controller players, and the macros are better on them too, I'd say. It seems like a lot of newer fighting games favor pad these days anyways, which is a plus. More customized controllers are a bit too expensive to justify in all honesty, so if that's been your controller for this long, it's best to stay with it. I do plan on doing a full-on video on the different controllers for fighting games sometime in the future, so subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified for that. Now we arrive to my final thoughts. I've been enjoying myself a lot with this game. I pre-ordered it a while back, and as I did, I also bought the complete series on DVD to get myself hyped. It definitely did the trick, to say the least. I finished the show the same day the game launched, and I've been practicing in the lab since. Unfortunately, I'm not gifted to where I can learn fighting games as easily as most. So when learning a new game, it's best for me to stick with one character until I'm really comfortable to try others. This would be my advice for anyone that's also looking to get into this game. Play around with a few characters, and I do mean play. Don't try to learn anything. Just smack some buttons and get a feel for how they move in your hands. When the beta was out, I really wanted to learn Toph, but she felt a bit clunky or weird to me, whereas my first choice just felt right. I did some tinkering with the other characters, and over time they all had that same feeling as well. It was just that I clicked with one of them more. I've seen a lot of people complaining about how difficult the game is, which I'd argue are people who are just now getting into the genre, though there are quite a bit of those that complain just to complain. If you're still on the fence about getting Avatar Legends or having this be your first real attempt at a fighter, I'd say just do it. I think any fan of Atla will enjoy this no matter how difficult it may seem on the surface. Even casually, I think there is fun to be had here. As much as I wish I was sponsored to say that, it was my excitement that backed this video. Not only is it finally a good Avatar game, but it also has helped me get hyped for fighting games as a whole once more. I genuinely cannot wait for what next EVO will look like with this game on the bracket. This is a game that hits a lot of marks for me. It's fresh and new, it's nice to watch competitively, and most importantly, it's just fun to play no matter the skill level. With that being said, thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.